Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new video by me, Bsquared. I am actually here because I want to talk about the new 1.17 update and all they have announced so far. I have loved the video footage that they have showed off, and I really want to get to actually putting it into some sort of order and really just talk about it. So I hope you guys will enjoy this, and let's get right into it. So I've seen a lot of people do the organization a bunch of different ways, and for me, I think it'd be kind of cool to do very useful items, so that's in the green, to cool items, not necessarily useful, but it's just cool to have, and then kind of question mark stuff. I feel like a lot of times it's not bad, it's just, do we need it, kind of things. So that's kind of how I'm going to be organizing it. And then this wall behind me has all of the items. I have renamed them all so we can kind of talk about it as we go. So the first item we got is Azalea, which I think they have it as, it's like a tree, but it kind of reminds me of the Potsol block a lot. That's why I kind of chose that one. There's like roots for it, hanging roots. It's just like a dirt block with a bunch of roots in it, which I think will kind of look cool when you're like texturizing things and you have some like growth in it. And there's like azalea saplings and blossoms, I believe, as well. It looks kind of cool. If you guys look from the videos and stuff like that, the pictures of it, it does add a lot of life to caves, which I am so excited for this cave update part. Super excited for that, but I will say it's useful. I see a lot of things we could do with azalea, and having like an underground kind of plant tree like thing will just be really cool in so many different ways, for building, for looks, aesthetics, running into it. In the next item, I actually have the glowberry vine. So we actually will now have, other than lava, an item that will actually glow while we're caving. I really like this idea. To have some glowberry vines. I think it'll be super useful for decoration, especially if you're doing a more organic build, just to have those like around your build to light it up. I am so excited to have another lighting block, like super excited. I think it'll be really cool and definitely useful in building and just aesthetics of the game. The next item is the spore blossom. To be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of this. It does create some cool particle effects when it's opened, but I don't know. It doesn't look like Minecraft to me. Like when you look at the picture with it in it, it doesn't look like Minecraft. I don't know. I think the particles could be kind of cool, but it's just to me it's a very questionable addition that they chose to add in. It's just not something I would go for, you know, not something I'm completely interested in, and it kind of makes the caves look a little weird to me. Next we have the drip leaf plant. So when I started the player in that video going through it and the plant started dripping, I instantly thought of Parkour. And I think that'll be really cool for parkouring. The aesthetics kind of look cool, but I don't think it's going to be like as useful as a glowberry vine and azalea. But it definitely has some use, and I think it'll be used a lot more on like different parkour servers and stuff like that. Like you can do some cool things with that. But I definitely think it's more of like a trappy kind of parkour thing than anything else. So it's cool for what they added it for. I mean, aesthetically it looks kind of cool too. But I'm definitely leaning more to just cool, not super useful. Next is mushroom. And I actually broke the block instead of grabbing it. Moss. Perfect. So next I have, after that whole debacle, next we have moss. And also it is... Alright, next we have moss and moss blankets. So I think the moss block itself And the reason why I split this up is because I think they're two different places. The moss block is cool, but the moss blanket is going to be really cool. So the moss blanket actually is just going to look kind of like a dirt block. So when we place our like pumpkins or other lighting sources in the ground, you can cover it with this block and kind of have more natural looking grass kind of stuff and like have some more texture to it. I think this will be really useful, really cool, and used in a lot of builds. While the block, it does look cool, but I feel like it doesn't have as much use as, say, we have this moss blanket. So I think it's definitely cool, definitely could be useful, but not as useful as this moss blanket for sure. Alright, now this item, the Amethyst, is something that I really like. I am a rock nerd, and I am super excited to have the geodes. So, like, there's, like, these, like, almost like you would have for, like, a mob spawner. But instead of a mob spawning room, it's like a geode, and it looks so pretty. Just looking at it makes me really just want to go in there, and it'll grow these little amethysts, which, from what I know of, aren't going to be the most useful item, but it's really pretty. And I do like that we're going to have more variety when we're going through, like, in caving. So it is just like a mob spawner, though. We can't move those blocks. If we break it like a mob spawner, it's broken. And same with the geode stuff, it'll also be broken. But the amethyst itself, actually, you know what? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that is definitely like a cool item. Cool. Oh, here, let me put it up here. It's definitely a cool item. Because, you know, it's not going to be as useful as I imagine. Because unless they add more stuff for what the amethyst can do. But right now, the amethyst is only useful for one thing. And that would be the telescope. So I feel like maybe if there's more things this could be useful for, it'll change my mind. But for now, yeah, just, it's cool. It's cool. Even though I really want it to be useful, it's cool. Alright, next thing is more cave stuff, which will be the Slagmites and the Stalactites. Which, I think both of these are pretty cool, and they're like traps also. So I'm going to put both of these in useful, because, like, for something for you to, like, go through the caves and actually see these stalagmites and stalactites, I definitely will give a lot of life to caves. I know there's, like, a specific, almost like a biome-ish area that they'll, like, spawn in, and the fact that, like, it drips water down, like, will have some of that effect. And also the dripping water apparently can be caught by a cauldron. I think they showed that. That might be something I've seen somewhere else. So don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it can be caught by a cauldron. As well as, like, when it falls, it, like, kind of like, it's almost like sand and gravel the way it falls down. And when it does, it actually, like, can do damage to players. And I believe at the bottom of them, I think I have it on here. Yeah, dripstone. It can create dripstone, which looks kind of cool. But again, I don't have a huge amount of use for it. It looks cool, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to be as useful as these two, because I think this will be a lot more of like a visual thing. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to like collect them or how to make them, but I hope it's something we can add into like our own caves, because that'll definitely shoot it further on this thing, even though there's nothing else further for it. But it'll be really cool, and I'm really excited for the Slagmites and Stalactites. The dripstone, again, I think it's cool, but it's not going to be as cool as those. Another thing is they're going to be giving us copper, which I have been wanting like an overworld ore for so long, like a new one, and I love the visuals of it. It actually like decays over time. Apparently they're going to add a way that you could actually keep it into a certain level of decay, so it'll be like the bronzy color go over to the greenish color. Just having like so many different options with that will be super cool. Having more ore generation, and I think they're actually changing some of the ore veins. Like there's a whole revamp that they're going through with the cave update to add in copper and make it all like kind of distribute properly. So supposedly one of the things they said, there's going to be more ore per vein. So like the veins that you find will be bigger, which I'm assuming that means it'll be harder to find veins. But I guess it'll be more realistic when you have like those giant veins of ore. So that'll be cool. I'm glad that they're doing some updates on that, especially since it is the Cave and Mountain update. And adding in copper, great decision. Really excited about that. Yeah, as I'm looking at this, I've only had one question mark thing. I don't know if I'm just that excited for this update or not, but maybe there'll be more. Local water levels. So this actually, as I'm saying that, is kind of gonna go in my question mark. Some of the pictures looked cool. Like you'll have like huge lava lakes. You'll have huge water lakes, and you can create more waterfalls. But I think it depends on how they do it, because I mean in general we have a lot of variation in the way that the water is and waterfalls and stuff like that in it, but I don't know if they're like, I know it's like it's supposed to be like different levels, so like the ocean will be one level and this will be like a different, I don't know. I think I would have to see it more and play with it and see how this actually is going to generate before I can make like a final decision on this, but I'm still pretty on edge about this one. I'm not sure if it's something I'm going to enjoy. But yeah, I'm keeping it in question mark. I'm really not sure about that one. And then we have the Skulk. And this is definitely going into useful. If not useful, then like as far over this way as possible. This is one of the things that I am so excited about. There's a brand new biome coming with it called the Deep Dark, I think. I don't know if it's actually the real name of it or if it's just a name that's kind of been used in the community. There's going to be a block. There's going to be like little growth, almost like snow levels. The Skulk sensor that senses sound, that's going to be so cool. And if you actually, I forget the name of the guy, but there's like a mod for Minecraft right now that someone has actually made a Skulk mod. If I do find it, I'll put a link in it in the description for you guys. Definitely download this mod and just play with the Skulk sensor if you're into redstone at all. It's really cool. Shout out to him for making it. It is so much fun, and I might actually just make a video on that at some point. But yeah, so Skulk and a whole new biome thing. It looks so spooky down there. So cool. Super hype about it. It does add in a new mob, which I am... As a player, I don't think we need more vicious mobs, but I like what it's adding to the game. I'm just not interested in fighting it. I'm a very passive player. I'm very bad at fighting in Minecraft. I kind of got good before they changed the fighting mechanic, and now I'm just bad in general. I'm getting better, but, you know, I'm bad. So, super cool, though. It completely senses you by sound and kind of looks super spooky. Super cool. Very excited for that as well. I kind of lumped that all into one because I just want to just go off about Skulk. I could go off about that. I'll probably do a whole video on Skulks and Skulk sensors and just different things with that. But it is super cool, like out of here addition to the game that's just so Mojang that it's perfect because it's nothing we expected. It's nothing we necessarily thought we would get, but here it is. Like that's what I love about Mojang, is they just add things in that we just don't expect, and it's so cool. I'm super excited for that. If you can't tell, I'm excited about that. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say it. I'm just excited about this update. Let's be real. But let's get back on to track and start talking about the other items. As I threw away my item frame, I kind of need that. Alright, so for candles, another cool lighting source. I don't think it's going to be the most useful thing, because I mean, we do have, as you see, I use the sea pickle, because it's going to kind of have the same mechanics as a sea pickle. Like, you place more down, and it kind of like builds more candles with it. It does look kind of cool. I'm pretty sure this is also something that's found in the deep dark area with the Skulks. As a little bit of light source. That does look cool in that ambiance. But otherwise, Not gonna be the most useful thing. It's kind of gonna be the same usefulness I feel like sea pickles, which aren't the most useful. So, oh, this is something that I'm interested in. Darker stone. And to be honest, I'm putting it in question mark. I mean, it's the same thing as like black stone was really cool, but do we need all this different stone? I like the colors, I like the variety palettes, but like we're getting so many different palettes. It's like I'm getting bombarded by like different things. Like I'm forgetting what things are called. It's a lot. And to have like a slightly darker stone when we already just got black stone in the last update, I feel like it's a little weird. So I'm definitely putting that in question mark. I do want to see more about this stone. I don't think the darker stone is actually what it's called, but it's something that I want to know more about. And maybe when I hear more about it, it'll move up on this list. But for now, it's definitely a question mark thing for me. Maybe if I was more of a builder, I would like it more, because I mean more variety. But I feel like it's just something we don't need right now. We have so many new blocks from the last update. We're getting so many more new things in this update. It's just, I don't know. I think this is also something that's kind of found in the deep dark area, which I guess they wanted to add new blocks to kind of make it more spoopy, which is fine. But again, not completely sold on this darker stone. Oh, powdered snow. Yes. So I think this is going to go on the cool category. It's going to be like a trap kind of thing. I think they had something like this before in a different version of Minecraft that was like taken away. So it's almost like when you're walking and you just like, it's almost like, what was the word I'm looking for? Like quicksand, almost. Like you're just walking and then you just fall through. You just fall straight down into it, which I think will just make me adventuring. Probably die more in like the snowy biomes, because I know they're adding a lot of mountainy stuff. So that'll be kind of cool to watch other people play it and set some cool traps. But otherwise, I'm not very interested in dying a lot by powdered snow. But yeah, so that's not something of future that I really think is the coolest thing, but it's definitely cool, but not useful. I'm gonna keep it in that category. Ooh, the telescope. So this, I'm definitely going with question mark. So this is like the only thing you can make with Amethyst, and well, it adds a zoom feature, which most of us have already because of Optifine. I guess if we didn't have Optifine, it'd be a little cooler, but I mean, really? Mojang? Really? That's all the telescope does? I don't know what I was hoping for. I was hoping for something a little bit more, but yep, this is all it's going to add to the game, which most people already have with Optifine. So yeah. And that's all you can make with Amethyst. And I feel like that's what's holding Amethyst back from being useful, is just that all it makes is a telescope. It's like a chain reaction. Get it? Chain. But yeah, so I'm keeping that in question mark because of that. It's just not something I can find a lot of use for, specifically because of this. But it's kind of okay, I guess, that it's going to be vanilla, I guess. Ooh, the brush. So this is also kind of be tied to the ceramics, which I think is a really weird mechanic. Like it's adding a whole like clay thing where you can have designs, and I don't even think it looks that great personally. The brush is weird. Like you can find artifacts in it. I don't know. I need to see way more on this brush because I'm not sold on it. Like, I think it's really weird addition. I feel like it's some sort of weird mod that got added to the game that you can download. It doesn't feel like Minecraft. It's kind of like on the same level as a Spore Blossom, where both of these don't feel like Minecraft. I kind of feel like they feel out of the realm of Minecraft. So I'll have to see a lot more on this brush before I'm sold on that. Oh, I put brush twice. Well. Ooh, bundles. I'm not even going to have to say anything about this. Everyone feels for it. Bundles are going to be amazing. We can have them in our inventory and push everything into it from our inventory to organize it. It's going to be so cool. I forget how many stacks it showed that you can have in it, but I don't know. Like, I'm so excited to have more room. Because, like, we haven't had a huge expansion thing in our inventory. Ever. Really. I mean, we've had, like, shulker boxes, but you still have to place them, fill it, and put it in your inventory. I mean, again, those were amazing when they added it. And I think bundles will just be that next level. Like, when you're going out adventuring, you can have, like, a whole row of just bundles. So you can just start filling bundles as you go. I do know that, like, unstackable items are not going to be as useful in them. But, like when you're collecting, like, random dirt, this, that, just a random, like, little fauna stuff that you find in Minecraft, I think it'd be really cool to put in that. And especially when you're, like, mining, just a random junk you can throw in there along with your shulker boxes. So I think dueling both of these will be really, really useful. And it'll be kind of cool, like, early game to, like, have bundles. Because when you don't have shulker boxes yet, and you still can make bundles, because it looks like it's going to be really, really early game that you can get them. So that'll be nice before you go and fight the Ender Dragon, that you have something to use. Oh, a lightning rod. Yes. This, I believe I forget if it's made with copper or not, but I'm going to go with it's cool. And I know some of you guys are going to be like, what? It's going to literally stop your builds from burning down? Well, yeah, but I play with fire tick off. So it's not as useful. You know, I usually play on servers. I don't really play single player much. And on every server I've ever been on, fire tick is off because otherwise the whole place will burn down. I guess I could make it so we could turn off fire tick, or turn on fire tick, but I don't know. I think it's still really cool, and it's going to be a cool addition to a lot of, like, buildings that you have, like, a little lightning rod on it. It's going to add more life to builds, and it's going to be useful for some people. I really think it will be, considering one of the servers I was actually recently playing on, they didn't have fire tick turned off, and someone built their whole house, got struck by lightning, and started burning down. He actually screenshotted it, sent me the picture, and it was like, what happened? And if I have the picture, I'll throw it up on the screen. And instantly when he sent me that picture, I just said, oh, you got struck by lightning. I guess fire tick is still on. And that was just like a funny little thing that happened. He's new to Minecraft, so that was funny. But otherwise, a lightning rod, I don't think it's going to be the most useful thing, just because, in the way I play at least, it's on servers that don't have a use for this as much. But for building, it will be cool looking, so I'm going to leave that there. Alright, now we're moving on to some of the mobs. The Axolotl is being added in, which I believe is also like an endangered species in real life, which is normally found in water, I think. And it's going to be found in that, like, the new lush cave biome where you're going to find the azalea. And there's, like, a couple different colors for it, I think. I think they showed off, like, 3 or 4 different colors. But you can actually catch this guy with a bucket and just adding, like, a little bit more life to the cave, like they're doing with the warden. Some of the leaves and stuff like that. That's going to be cool. I also like that it is an endangered species, so it's kind of like, kind of bringing some awareness to it. I really appreciate that with Minecraft. Doing that. Go Mojang. I'm really excited to see it. And they're also really, really, really cute. From what I've seen too, they do attack, like, drowned guardians and I think other fish. So they're kind of cool in that aspect, I guess, if you have, like, an army of them following you and you're going to, like, fight, like, guardians and stuff like that, that they'll actually help you. So that's kind of cool. And I definitely don't think it's the most useful thing, but it's definitely fleshing it out. It's like when they added the tropical fish kind of thing, you know. And we have the glow squid, which this is actually something I voted on. I didn't really want the ice illager. Again, I'm a little bit of a baby, so I did vote for the glow squid. The other thing, I forget what it was even called, but that looked kind of cool. But I'm gonna put him at use. No, I'm putting him at question marks because, like, are we really gonna have a use for a glow squid? Again, it's gonna add more life to caves, I guess. I don't even know if it's found in caves. Oh, I just hope it's a cool light source. I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed in myself for voting it, but I didn't want the Isolager. The other thing was like another plant, so I don't know, man. I'm putting in a question mark because I feel like all of our choices for that were kind of lame. So I'm keeping that over there. And goats. Goats are going also over here. We have llamas, and now we're gonna have goats. But I do have like a headbutting feature, which looks pretty funny, the way they go to headbutt people. And they do jump pretty high, which kind of looks cool to look at. And it does add some life to the mountains, but I'm not sold on it. I don't know. I feel like I'm so used to like when I started playing that it was so much less like creatures everywhere, and now it's just like everywhere I go there's more and more creatures, and it's filling up more and more, but I just don't really care about goats. I still don't even care about llamas. Foxes are cute. I never have found a way to tame them. It's just stuff like that. It's a lot. And I'm going to keep it kind of like that. So this is kind of like how I'm feeling about the new update so far. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty evened out on what I think is going to be the most useful, cool, and kind of question mark stuff, which I was pretty shocked about. I figured I would be more leaning towards useful, but I actually didn't. So it's kind of weird. I surprised myself because I actually didn't like pre-decide where to put these. I just kind of went for it. But yeah, so let me know down in the comments how you're feeling about all of these updates, and if you guys would put things in different places. If you think some stuff is more useful than where I put it, kind of should be in a cool category, or you know what you're feeling about 1.17, because I'm excited either way, and I'm really hyped for more snapshots when they come out. But still, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.